this week, Desert Island Graps episode 100.
Oh, congratulations,
It's
Tom.
made it.
Congratulations.
There's a little teaser on the news podcast this morning of episode 100 featuring our very own Andrew Hodkinson.
What a guy.
It is. It gets quite emotional.
Oh no, you've done it again.
I might have done it again.
You've done it again to a member of staff here at Cultaholic. I think I might be the only one. No, I wasn't.
This time, yeah.
I mean, it always makes for very good viewing, though. And I really do enjoy... This sounds weird, but I really enjoy the ones with people I know already.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why. It just...
Because you find out more about your mates.
Yes, absolutely. No, I can't wait for that one with Andrew. He's a lovely boy, and I can't wait to find out
It's
about
on
it.
Wednesday. Look forward to that and hear a preview on the podcast this morning. Anyway, enough of that. Here's your wrestling news. We have backstage details on Adam Cole's meeting with Vince McMahon, baby. WWE have announced a new senior vice president, and John Cena has been discussing when he'll retire from the wrestling. We'll get to that in a bit. So Friday night on SmackDown, the big story was happening away from the cameras as Adam Cole was having a high priority meeting with one Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And we have a few more details on what went down in that meeting, courtesy of Sean Fightful from rossap.com, don't we, Jack?
Sean Rossap is saying, Fightful learned that a couple of hours before SmackDown, Adam Cole was taken directly to Vince McMahon's office in something that was said to have appeared to be a high priority to Vince himself. So they had an actual direct meeting. Those high up in WWE, again according to Fightful, said that they heard the meeting went well, and Vince seems to have taken a liking to Adam Cole on a personal level, which is weird because he's under 6 foot, as we went over in the last news video regarding the change to NXT. Apparently there have been pitches for Cole on both Raw and SmackDown over the last week if he were to re-sign, and apparently I read elsewhere as well that writers have been tasked with coming up with specific storylines for Adam Cole, with WWE sources telling Sean Rossap and Fightful that it was communicated to Adam Cole that he's wanted on the main roster. Now Fightful couldn't corroborate some of the details that other places were reporting regarding sums of money. I know that there was the figure of $1 million floating around, but again, that couldn't be corroborated by all news sources, so I don't really know. But the long and short of it is, one-on-one meeting, Adam Cole, Vince McMahon. Vince likes him, he wants him, main roster, Raw, SmackDown. Adam Cole still doesn't know what he wants to do.
I wonder if the meeting was happening at the same time as Bobby Fish was getting released.
Oh God, it did all happen.
They pull the blinds down.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on out there? Nothing. So here's a contract. Sign it quick.
Oh, I thought you meant in like Mr. Cole, if you do not re-sign,
press the Bobby Fish button.
Fish falls through a trapdoor. It's so sad though.
It's so. Oh, but you know what? The independent scene has gained Bobby Fish. That's phenomenal.
And many other fantastic names as well.
When the world heals, Bobby Fish for North Wrestling. Andrew Bowers, please make that happen. Thank you. I will forgo my fee that night if we can make that happen. Thank you very much.
He's not a ring announcer. Why don't you just get him in the ring? Do yours it.
No, Bowers, that's not what I meant. But yeah, so this is an interesting one because we've seen Adam Cole in this big meeting with Vince McMahon, and we know Triple H is really high on Adam Cole, and rightly so. Adam Cole's very, 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 very good. We've also seen a few more of those NXT standouts getting some surprising turns on main event, on the dark matches before SmackDown as well. Because on SmackDown this past Friday, Keith Lee, Austin Theory, Dakota Kai, and Aaliyah were having dark matches. So before the cameras were on, they were getting a run out on there as well. We saw Bronson Reed pop up on main event before he was let go. I can't help but feel, harking back to our first news video of the day, that this is Triple H sort of saying to the guys that he's particularly fond of in NXT, it's all going a bit weird. Let me get you a big money deal on the main roster before something goes wrong.
Right, okay.
I can't help but feel this is Triple H saying, look, Adam, this is all going to change.
Prepare the lifeboat.
Basically, this is he's getting a lifeboat contract.
Oh dear.
From at least the offer of one. I mean, Adam Cole's
strange, isn't it?
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like happening.
That's not. I totally agree that does feel like what's happening potentially. But what I find strange is that Adam Cole does not fit the new template for NXT at all. As we talked about in the previous news video, Vince, Bruce Pritchard, and John Laurinaitis were apparently responsible for the releases, and also there was some sort of internal memo going around saying, right, the new signing policy for NXT: tall people, under 30. Marketable big time stars. Adam Cole is short and over 30. And I just
but a marketable big time star.
But a marketable big time star who Vince personally likes, apparently. So
so hence why I think get him on the main roster, because I imagine they'll just kind of go, well, look at all these guys, Adam Cole, because they made it very clear this year that there's no special treatment with who's being let go.
No, not at all.
So they might just look and go, does Adam Cole fit in this pay gap? Does he fit into this role and this role and this role? If all answers equal no, then off you go. So get him a gig on Raw and SmackDown where he can flourish, make some money, maybe stick around in the company, or Adam Cole can go to AEW and do something. Do you know what? It's a really exciting time to be Adam Cole.
Oh, it is an exciting time to be
when you
Adam Cole.
think about it, because you've got AEW who will bite your hand off, and you've got Raw and SmackDown going, look, we've got all these ideas for you.
We'll make you 24/7 champion.
Imagine it. Picture it now, Adam Cole. You and R-Truth and Akira Tozawa and the Lucha House Party and Reginald.
You know what? There's the other side of it that we don't see, though, which is the money side. And if I was being offered a certain amount of money to be 24/7 champion and run around like an idiot, my word.
Absolutely. Sign me up. Sign me up, said Trent D. Wilfinger.
Right, so Trent D. Wilfinger, yes, who sounds like an indie manager.
He is the Ceman replacement.
He's replaced Canyon Ceman as WWE's new Senior Vice President of Talent ID and Development. Apparently, he has previously worked for the Arizona Coyotes ice hockey and the Arizona Diamondbacks baseball. I know that one for certain chaps. In marketing and
baseball.
And
or as we call it over here, rounders.
Yeah, deliberately went too British there. I think I played it too British. In marketing and game operations departments in those sports organisations. Apparently, he also went on to co-found the Always Home Arizona, a home watch service for people with second homes.
A lot of sports people use that in the Arizona area,
I see. Canyon Ceman, of course, was let go from the company back on July 23rd. There was recent speculation over the nature of his release. Many people thought it was to do with the messy Adam Cole contract situation, which has now landed WWE in this predicament where they're having one-on-one meetings with Vince McMahon and saying, please stay. Not long after the appointment of Wilfinger, he tweeted, excited to share that I will be joining the WWE as the new SVP of Talent ID and Development. I look forward to working side by side with James Kimball under the leadership of Triple H to bring to life a new game-changing vision and strategy as our table continues to be a naughty scoundrel on this Monday
black
morning.
tablecloth for Hall of Fame this week on the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
So yes, a new replacement for Canyon Ceman. He's got a sports background. He seems to be the sort of person that WWE like to have in the corporate side of things, going get that flash sportsman in here.
Well, that's it, because Canyon Ceman's background was something similar, sort of games and operations management for sports establishments, and so WWE are keen to get sports type people into these roles to manage the sports entertainers.
Yes.
Which kind of makes sense. Other sports and entertainment is available, including New Japan of America, and this weekend they have Resurgence, their first ticketed event since January of last year, which was their first ever ticketed event. And then the world shut down. So we're back up and running with Resurgence, and this is quite an exciting 10-man tag that's been added to the show.
A 10-man tag featuring the strong openweight champion, Filthy Tom Lawler, a very exciting wrestler, former MMA man, also a friend of Meltzer and Alvarez. He's just got his fingers in all the pies. But he has been added to the card. Right, I'll just read out the names in this 10-man tag. He will be teaming, this is Filthy Tom Lawler, with JR Kratos, Jor-El Nelson, Royce Isaacs, and Danny Limelight, who we have seen in AEW. I remember Danny Limelight.
Desert Island Graps of the week as well.
Taking on the team of Lio Rush, who is cleared to wrestle again. We don't know if he's still planning to retire or not. This
is apparently Lio Rush's final commitments
one
before
of his contractual commitments.
Yeah, he did say when he was getting treatment that he has a few more commitments in New Japan to fulfill, and this is one of those.
Right. So yes, they'll be taking on the team of Lio Rush, Brody, the hulking Brody King, Chris Dickinson, Fred. No, I never know if it's Yeehai, isn't it? Fred Yeehai. I always forget how.
I thought it was Fred. Yay.
Maybe. I don't.
Fred.
I've always just read it, and it's always been in glowing reports. Like Fred Yeehai had a really good match, so I'm like, I should watch more of him. And their final partner as well, Yuya Uemura, who is kind of about to be on international excursion from New Japan. He's one of their young, promising lions. They often send them off to different corners of the globe where they develop. Because they're not allowed to have a personality when they're young lions. They've got to run to the ring in all black trunks and the same hair, and they've got to have plucky underdog babyface matches and lose all of them. Then they get sent on excursion where they grow a personality, then they come back and usually, or quite often anyway, do really, really well. Really well.
Gabriel Kidd's in a similar situation.
Gabriel Kidd, I cannot wait to see what happens with him.
So excited about Gabriel Kidd.
Absolutely.
He's one of those guys that's doing very, very well.
Honestly, a WCPW original, and me and him used to take selfies together and put cute little Snapchat filters on them. So to see him now as a shaven-headed, hard New Japan boy is quite surreal, and I think he's betrayed his roots and should be ashamed.
All hail the lifeboatman all the same. John Cena news fine Alan Moore. He's set to headline SummerSlam in 2 weeks' time, and he was chatting with Chris Hardwick on Idiot.
Right.
And he gave us some details about when and if and how and why he'll wrap up wrestling.
He said, returning to WWE, it's a brand new world, a new cast of characters, new direction with the company, new platforms, new environment. He's good at blagging, isn't he, John? I will keep doing this until I feel like I'm offending the customer. I don't want to be out there and be like, okay, just let him go out there and do his thing. I'm not into that, because I know what it's like to pay for a ticket. He is. We saw him at WrestleMania that year when he was in the crowd for a bit.
Yeah.
He was going to face The Undertaker.
But then he ran off halfway through the show. Rude.
If I were to get that on this go-round, it's humbling and a tough thing that I will have to hurdle. Now, jokes could be made there, Tom, with Cena basically saying, oh, I don't want to do this if people don't want me there anymore. You could easily say, well, what about in 2007, John, or 2008, when, you know,
they wanted you there then, John.
What about 2006 in the ECW arena? But he goes on to say, if I get the opposite and it's like you're quicker and can do some things better and define a new personality, then that's a new conversation. When WWE wants you to come back, I gave them myself. They asked me to come back for only a few dates, and I said, no, I want to do all these dates. So John was committing himself to, one, get back in front of an audience, and two, to help the brand get audiences back in the building.
Yeah, and to be fair, he's thrown himself into a lot of stuff.
He has, absolutely.
And basically his answer there, when are you retiring, is how long's a piece of string? Yeah. Like he's pretty loose and fast with it. Like I don't know whether he ever will. I think he'll always be that guy that just keeps rocking up. And I think, the thing is, even he has said WWE needs to lean less on the part-time guys.
He has,
in not so many words. He said, like, you know, you need to. You leave yourself. You're unstable if you're leaning on us all the time.
Yeah, and he's very right, but at the same time, maybe he's going to try and. I mean, I know Roman Reigns isn't the youngest guy, but in presumably putting him over at SummerSlam, I shouldn't say this on camera. But once we get to SummerSlam, have that, Roman.
I'm the champion.
But presumably he's going to be putting over the biggest star of the current roster. So hopefully, anyway, John is doing the right thing.
Tell you what, people have been doing the right thing and voting for the Upper East Side in the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
The Upper East Side. Did you see that? A lovely man on Twitter.
Colonel XB.
What was it?
Colonel XB is the man that makes the cartoon series That's Gotta Be Kane from the Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review. Cannot recommend the work of Colonel XB, and in turn Photoshop John Eiley enough for their work on the Classic Review podcast. Both are exceptional gentlemen.
And now he's made a Titantron entrance for the Upper East Side, which is, if you listen to the podcast, you'll know it's the stable of just our real life table in the office. Me, Tom, Fraser, and Ross.
Table staple.
It's just that he used the different little clips of us all looking, because you're riding past on the little car, and like I'm throwing a kendo stick. Fraser's just made cleaning a toilet. It's so good not to be the jobber anymore, Tom.
You're a real boy. You're a real boy now.
I've paid my dues for 5 years.
You're Jack the Throbber now. We've moved along. Cast your vote in the Cultaholic Hall of Fame and take part in our brand new Patreon tiers that could see you in an episode of the Classic SmackDown review, and you in an episode of Straight to Hell with Ross, and you in an episode of Desert Island Graps. Find out more at patreon.com/Cultaholic. Stay safe.
Love you, bye.
Ooh, nice.